listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV network. Now, the largest new media platform on the web and your number one source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Gene.
The AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California. Presented by Maria Menounos and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is AFTERBUZZ TV's Dads After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AFTERBUZZ TV's Dads After Show.
Look alive.
Everybody. That means we're all true players.
Even Marissa's
That's right,
doing it.
Marissa.
Yeah.
Holla. Hello, everybody. Good evening. Welcome to AfterBuzz TV's After Show for Dads on Fox. We are going to wrap up Season 1, Episode 16, called Warner's Got It Made. I am your host, Lauren Leonelli.
I am Kevin John.
And I'm Jenifer Golden.
We had this music really makes me in the mood for this episode because at the end, I felt like maybe this is what Camilla could have been dancing to.
Oh, yeah.
If you were a stripper, Kevin, what would your song be that you would come out and like just make it rain? People would make it rain for you.
So I would come out and people would make it rain for me. I would probably have to go with Beat It by Michael Jackson.
Oh,
It
that's an interesting pick because I feel like maybe there might be a homosexual crowd that might beat it as they're watching you.
Absolutely. See, that's what I'm going for.
Okay.
You know,
Appeal to the masses.
Gay strippers get the more money
I
than
think
straight
so.
strippers. I'm
I
just
agree.
saying.
This is happening.
Jen, what would your song be if you were a stripper?
I'm Every Woman by Whitney Houston. I'm just kidding. I'm
That
so
is
just
an
kidding.
awful choice.
I tried to think of the weirdest song I could pick.
I'm Every Woman.
Yeah, by Whitney Houston. From The Bodyguard.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah.
No, maybe Your Body by Lady Gaga and R. Kelly because that's just scandalous.
What do you?
Mine was before Channing Tatum stole it. It was Pony by Genuine.
Ooh.
Oh, that's a
good
classic.
Totally stole it.
But he's amazing doing that. Oh,
Yeah, but that was my song. So I don't know. I'm going to still stick with it because it was my song years before that movie came out. Just so you all know.
Yeah.
Genuine Pony.
That song did come out in like 96, so.
I loved it.
I was like
when
not
in
even,
fourth grade.
I wasn't even born then, but it was, I'm sure, a very popular song.
You're 12 now, of course.
Yes, I look, yeah. Anyway, okay, so the reason why we were talking about this is because we had a little striptease pole, not striptease, but a pole dance by Camilla at the end of the episode, which we sort of teased on the show, on our after show a couple of weeks back. And I made a prediction that Warner was going to get on the pole, and my prediction came true.
That seems to be happening for you with the show.
I'm just saying I'm the queen of
It's
predictions.
kind of like you almost have an inside source or something.
There's a lot of insider
You know.
trading
You
going
know what?
on here, I think.
Isn't? Don't even try and make me out like I'm the wolf of AfterBuzz TV.
Ooh.
Because I'm not. I did not have any inside knowledge on that. I would never cheat you or you at home. That was a real life prediction, and you're watching it come true right now before your eyes.
It's pretty amazing.
It's amazing.
So if you can foresee the future, what is going to be season 2, episode 1?
Oh,
snap.
so you're predicting there's a season 2.
Absolutely.
I like this positive thinking.
I like this positive
Absolutely,
thing too. I don't
of
know.
course.
We'll save that for actual predictions. I just want to call myself out and say that I happened to make a very awesome prediction that came true, and thank you very much. It was funny. I wanted to see more of Camilla this episode.
Yeah, the past 2 episodes, they sent her away to visit her sister, and then this one, she was just in bed. But it's cute.
She had that
was
pole
in-
scene at the end.
Yeah, she did.
At the
That
end.
pretty much made up for the whole episode,
know.
if you ask me.
Except I did think, I know it sounds kind of stupid because it was like short and whatever, but I thought it was so good. The one little scene that she did have where she screamed in bed and was like, call the neighbor's password is password. And it was
Oh, yeah,
funny.
that was. I
yeah.
forgot about that scene too
was
when the
cute.
guy came in to
Yeah,
get
the
Warner
home
to go to work.
The home invasion.
Right.
I thought she was good because it wasn't like that.
She's like, she has diamonds.
It wasn't like she was, you know, sometimes sitcoms can cross over into the like hokey kind of acting when they're like, I'm acting scared, but
Right.
like she was still funny, but also acting really like seemed really scared.
Right.
Like, oh, I'm panicking and this is what's coming out and it's still funny and cute, you know?
Right.
Instead of
I like that, like, the password was password and not like diamonds or like something stupid like open me.
yeah, or 1, 2, 3, 4 or whatever.
I just know I would never want to live next to Camilla if her house was ever burglarized.
Right. She just send you the burglars to the next house.
You would, yeah, right. No,
I'd be screwed.
yeah, that's true.
That's why you never tell anyone your password.
Well, maybe that was a lie. Maybe they just said their password was password.
Maybe.
But still, they were dealing with people who are very good at what did they kept saying? Whacking people. Now, finally, we have an episode that deals with the stereotype of my people, the Italians.
That's
Italians.
true. Until that
I was
episode,
waiting for this.
they've covered all other grounds.
And we finally got the Italian stereotypes. And they're in San Francisco, which is where I'm from. So it just ends up working out so well.
I loved it that the Italians were also the ones like dishing out the stereotypes. Like when he what was his name again? Johnny said to Veronica, he was like, chopsticks.
Yeah, they chopsticks.
Or lotus flower.
Yeah, oh, my little lotus flower.
And then he called Warner chipmunk head.
Chipmunk
and
head.
I cracked up.
The pencil on the top,
The
twirl
pencil,
on
yeah.
the top of the pencil.
Yes.
Dude, they were hitting it hard with
They
the
did not
satire.
hold back on their Italian mobster stereotypes.
No, they did not.
Like,
Zambroni
they went overboard.
Or whatever, jabroni or...
Yeah.
They totally went for it. And I liked it. And I mean, look, it's like...
It was fun.
Every race, religion, background, sexual orientation, it's all up for it's all fair game on this show.
Right.
Like, whatever you specifically attach yourself, they're gonna like call out the stereotypes and be funny about it and be ridiculous about it. And this was totally ridiculous and funny. And I'm finally glad that my people got a shout out on Dads. Holla to the Italians.
So did they represent your people good?
Totally did. It's so funny too because my brother and I, when we were younger, used to be obsessed with figuring out if our grandparents knew if any of their friends were in the mafia. And my grandpa was like, no, and we're like, there was this guy that lived down the street, and we're like, Gramps, Al Gatelli is totally in the mafia. And he's like, no, he's not. And we're like, yes, he is. Like something happened. He was like, he was like paralyzed or something. And I just feel like he was in the mafia. I really, hopefully nobody in his family is listening to this because I don't know if he is or isn't, but he has passed away at this point. However, my grandma chimed in with, well, I don't think I know anybody that's in the mafia, but my friend from high school's father did get shot on the steps of a church on Easter Sunday. So maybe... Oh, you think? I mean, who gets shot on the steps of a church on Easter Sunday? I'm pretty sure that dude was in the mafia, Graham. Hate to break it to you, but so I don't know. Anyway, there's always this exciting mystere, I think, about it.
It's so
right?
interesting. Like, I thought about this recently, actually. I don't know why, but I was like, why are we obsessed with the mafia? Like, they're not a good thing. It's not like they're out running around doing good deeds.
know,
like, they're not Robin Hood in some way.
No.
They're doing bad things.
Right.
But why are we so mystified
But why
by them?
is there an excitement and like a glam to it? I think it's maybe just the way Hollywood has perceived it for so long. Right?
I don't know if it's necessarily an obsession with it as more as just overall intrigue.
Yeah, it's a mystere.
You know,
yeah,
called
you
The
really
Godfather.
don't.
The Godfather. I think.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying,
Casino, Goodfellas, like all
Goodfellas.
these movies. Obsessed.
They make it seem like you want to be on that inside track.
The
Like,
Sopranos, you wanted to be part of their family, even though you did not want to be part of their family.
I know. That's what I'm saying. I just feel like it was a good subject to have this be about, but it was bringing back memories of my brother and I having obsessions about like, who do you know that's in the mafia, Grandma? Who do you know that's in the
I
mafia?
was about to say, if you know friends of the mafia, you're covered for life. Like you are
Or
good to go.
You're not, because they take
Like-
a ride with you and then you die.
You do not want to take a ride with
don't
anybody
wanna
in the
take a
mafia.
ride.
That
was
is
the
true.
joke.
That I thought was really funny. Also, the meatball
Oh yeah,
was
the
so
talking meatball.
not funny but hysterical.
But it was funny though. I mean, even when he said the idea and it's a talking meatball and he tells you, I'm like, that's perfect.
Well, when it actually played out at the end,
Yeah.
and he was like, oh, like I forget what he said, but it was like it was really happening to him. It was an adult meatball
yeah.
that was like experiencing something at the moment, and that to me was really funny because
I
I was like,
liked-
not only is it a meatball, but it's like an angry old meatball.
Yeah, I liked that added touch, and it was interesting that Crawford knew these because Crawford, he always has connections to people or things, but they're always like random and odd. Like you think that he has a lot more like clout than he really does, and then you find out it's just like, oh, that, you know, he carries a briefcase and he has like nothing in it, or he
Right.
never really has had a job, but like he has all these people that he talks about or all these connections. So Crawford's always bringing in these connections and these outside sources, but then they all end up getting kind of out of control because they're not really something that he had an actual relationship with.
And I don't think he also has the capacity to vet anything appropriately.
Totally.
So it's like, oh yeah, I have an Italian friend. I don't know. He might kill you. He killed a horse. Like
he strangled a horse, so
no big
deal. NBD. So yeah, it's always kind of something's gonna go awry when Crawford's like, "Hey, I know this person. They could help you," and you're like, "Yeah, but you don't really know this person. But let's get him in here." So it was funny to kind of know based on the 15 episodes prior that that's sort of the way it goes,
right? And
to watch it unfold and have this guy give them these ideas and this inside knowledge and then say, you know what, you don't have to pay me, but just you owe me, whatever. And then turn right back around and be like, remember that time when I said
that
you
was
owe me?
funny.
That was hilarious.
The favor I thought was a little silly.
What was
to have the game? Like to play poker at...
Well, they just needed a place to maybe do some illegal gambling or start maybe have like a home office because everywhere else gets burned down. They were trying to start like... I don't think it was just a poker game. I think it was like, yes, but that's also, they were trying to make like a home base for a second to have some illegal activity pass through and then go. The kind of, maybe I was digging deeper then.
You were just like looking into your roots and you're like, well, what did they do then?
I'm like, when my grandpa used to play poker. No, I'm kidding. He didn't do that. I thought that poker game was kind of like a start of stuff was about to go down. And then you meet all the Italian friends and they're all, in their like jumpsuit things. I thought that was funny when Crawford was in the tracksuit when he came. Wasn't he in the orange tracksuit, whatever it was?
Oh, and of course David with his like snide remarks. He's so deadpan. I do like that he's so confident and will say whatever.
Yeah.
It does get a little like testy sometimes when it's like so angry or mean.
Yeah.
But I liked when he was like...
It worked well in that scene.
Right.
Yeah.
I thought. Sometimes I'm like, okay, I want another note from you. But it worked well in this instance, I thought, because it was kind of reminded me a little bit of if you saw American Hustle.
Yeah.
Where they're like totally afraid of these mafia guys. And then Jennifer Lawrence's character comes in and she's like, these guys, you afraid of these guys? Hey, you guys. And then she like sits down and just says whatever
she's like, you look like you can buy me a drink.
Yeah. I think that's kind of was David in this situation. Was like, what? You don't scare me. I don't even know who you are. And just kind of was him.
Right.
I really liked how he was just offending them over and over again. Like after he already said the first, I forgot the first one was like, God.
He's like, there is no God.
And then just keeps, and then the guy gets up and he's like, yo! And then, or something like that. I forgot his reaction, but it was very...
I think they said, hey!
Of course, you know, because you have the connection there.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and then he was like, they were like, do you want to play? And he's like, I don't bet. Betting's for idiots or something.
For idiots, yeah. And then he says, at the end of that scene, I think the guy said, my God. And then he was like, there is no God. And just screams it out again. And I was like, that's what I love about his character. Like,
well, I think people, though, from movies or whatever, when there's an authoritative type of figure or someone you're supposed to be afraid of, in this instance, people in the mafia, everyone around them acts different. They act like they're walking on eggshells. They're trying not to say the wrong thing. It's funny when you get a character like David, who it's perfect that it's him. And that's why that deadpan worked, because he doesn't change who he is for anybody.
Yeah.
Right. He says what he says no matter what. He doesn't care if he's offending you or not. It's almost like he doesn't even think about that. He's just him all the time.
Right.
And in this instance, it was a pretty funny interaction because the risk was so like, oh God, within the bounds of sitcom, obviously.
Right. So then Warner is super drunk and bets away the company and loses his hand.
Was hilarious. And he would do that too, because he's like the chick that would get super drunk, and it was just funny.
So he bets the company, and there goes the company.
I forgot, what was he going to get if he won? Was it just
all the money?
All the money on the table.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, well, I mean, that's worth putting up your company.
And so then the next day we see that the whole office is like
converted,
completely redone, and there's
like a strip club in there.
A strip pole in the where Veronica's desk was. And I love how Warner threw in that there's always those really funny, subtle lines that kind of help explain things just a little bit more and make the previous scene or situation more funny, because he's like, I mean, I gambled her company away. I was up a whole $8 and I decided it was like there was probably not a lot of money on the table. If he was only up $8 and then he was betting a multi-million-dollar company with the up $8 bet that he had, it just made it even more funny because he obviously made a stupid decision.
Right.
They're all in there like freaking out. What are we going to do? And they decide to go. We got, Warner tries to, he has his moments where he tries to get in there and take care of business.
He like put his foot down, and I actually respected him, and I thought maybe Johnny would also respect him.
Because Johnny, I will say, it wasn't out of the ordinary to think that this mobster might kind of let him off the hook, because you saw little bits and pieces where he was kind of nice.
Right.
It wasn't totally out of the ordinary to think that this guy might be like, okay, all right, I'll help you out a little. And maybe there might be something attached or not, but it wasn't like, okay, this guy, what is Warner wasting his time for?
Right.
They let that in there, so you would think maybe there might be something happening. And I loved the capiche. Did you just capiche me? Did you just double capiche me?
Right.
I used to get told capiche all the time when I was little.
Really?
Yeah.
What does capiche?
It means like
you understand?
So understand, like,
Get
okay.
it? Like, do you comprehend what I'm saying? Like, you say something like, Kevin, go to your room. Or this is the last time you're doing that. Do you get it? But instead you say capiche.
But it's like, I feel like a lot firmer. Like, capiche or you die. Like, you either get it or that's it.
If you're in the mafia, yeah.
Right.
No, capiche means like, you understand what I'm saying right now.
Do you ever use capiche?
I don't, but I think I'm going to.
Let's start. Let's bring it back.
Capiching.
We should, yeah, absolutely.
Capiche.
Capiche. How do you spell capiche? Capice?
CAPICE, I think. No, you don't. I don't know, but not at all. I mean, you're like in a whole other language.
Exactly. Italian's a different language than English.
I don't think they even use K's.
No, I don't think they do. And I think it's like PICE, capiche. I don't know.
I think you're right.
We'll have to
We'll consult in it.
bing it.
That's the word of the day, capiche.
Anyway, but yeah, the double capiche was funny. He put his foot down. I thought for a moment maybe he might give him an out, and then they took him for a ride.
Yeah.
So clearly we've got everyone. Of course, it's always the gang.
All of them went.
All of them. Edna, and I think it's funny. And Edna was hilarious with her Italian racism.
Oh, she was
They
great.
come to our country, they don't speak the language, and they take all of our jobs.
The irony.
And I love when she was like,
We have a capiche spelling. I'm
We
interrupting
do.
you.
One of our producers.
CAPISC. I forgot the S.
I
yeah,
knew it.
but that's good. Now we know.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hashtag capiche spelled correctly.
We will hashtag that tonight.
I love when Edna was like, you cannot have my job.
Yeah.
Like when he was like, can I help you with that? She's like, no, you cannot help me.
Yeah.
Cannot have my
job. Oh my God. I thought that was funny. I love that they brought in Edna there. And again, these little snippets of characters, like especially in this episode, it was very focused on Warner and Eli, who are the main characters. But Camilla's part totally came into play and made sense. David's like little one-liners made sense. It wasn't like it didn't feel stretched. Everyone had their part for a reason and made it that much more funny. And they go to get, and I had a feeling in the car with Warner and the computer.
I knew he was going to save the day with that.
I knew he was going to save the day with that. That was funny when he threw out interface and they were like, what?
Yeah, he's like, you can fix that?
So obviously that saves the day, and the gang comes to save him. It reminded me a lot of the episode where they go to get the abused fathers from that.
And also when they went to get
the tape back.
They went the chimney.
Chimney,
The
yeah.
chimney
Yeah.
and the video game.
The video,
They
yeah.
often do that, and it's funny when they come in a pack because they're all so visually funny next to each other.
Right.
You've got Seth Green, and then you've got the two old guys, and Edna, and then the cute little Veronica on this. It's just such a funny visual, I think.
And they're
Yeah.
always very ineffective.
Totally.
Like when they go with the team, like the pack, they go, but they don't accomplish anything. It somehow works itself out regardless.
It works.
But they don't help.
Totally
Well,
works
it's funny because
itself out.
Eli was like, what am I going to do? Like before they went there, he's like, okay, we got to come up with a plan. I don't know what the plan is, or I don't know what I'm going to say.
Yeah.
And, you could see when they arrive that they're clueless. Like they're like the superhero that has no superpower.
Totally.
Right.
Fortunately for them, like you said, Jen, the situation works itself out before they get there. So they come and sort of take the credit for saving the day, but they never really do. Warner had already worked it out that.
I like that he just walked in, like sauntered in, like, oh, hey guys, how are you?
Yeah, hey, like no big deal, and they were all worried. And yeah, I mean, he had worked himself out a deal with him that they fixed all of their computer stuff, and they downloaded some program called Skippy.
Amazing.
With Skype, and now they can do their whacking over the internet.
That was great when he's like, sit tight and somebody will come to whack you soon.
Yes. And then, of course, we always have the button on the end where, they got their business back. And Veronica usually is the one to kind of lay down the business deal. So she took care of that, as always. They get back to the office. It's back to normal. And they're very upset that, Seth Green's missing his white wine stripper character. And we see what they did with the stripper pole, which was then the scene with Camilla, and that was hilarious.
Yeah. Especially
Perfect
hilarious.
button on it.
Yeah. Especially hilarious because then Warner is like, my turn, instead of saying like, oh, sexy wife, jump on me.
Like I said was going to happen.
Right.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
If they ever need John Viner, if you need an extra writer, call me. What?
I don't know if that was like a flirtation
No, it wasn't at
kind
all.
of. If you ever need extra writer, as you're unbuttoning
I didn't-
your flannels open, call me.
I didn't mean it that way. I meant it literally. No, I enjoyed this episode, and I, like I said, what I really liked about it is that everyone kind of fit in, and it didn't seem forced, and they gave a shout out to my people.
They did.
They did
Absolutely.
a big shout out.
Yeah.
Makes me want turkey meatballs.
Oh, that sounds good right now.
Yeah. And wine.
You know, I'm not much of a meatball kind of guy.
Really?
but
Really?
You haven't had the right meatballs, obviously.
Yeah.
Apparently, maybe.
We need to have a meatball off.
Yes.
We should do that.
Capiche.
Capiche. Let's do that. All
Yes.
right. Let's get into some news and gossip.
AfterBuzz TV News.
Okay, well, I have a little bit of news. Peter Riegert, he is okay, but he had he wasn't feeling very well. Went to the doctor and found out that he needed to have a little heart surgery, open an artery with a stent situation. Clearly, it's major because it's surgery into your heart, but he recovered very quickly and is okay. So that affected the taping that they usually do a live studio audience taping, but they ended up having to pre-tape some of his stuff and then kind of go and tape almost more like a movie, whereas when you tape like a live studio audience, you do it in show order, so it makes sense for the audience. But it was more just like
Out of sequence.
do
Right.
everything in this in this area, move to this area. So he is okay. Glad to report that, but he did have a little scare, and they're a team effort, and everybody made it happen and pulled it together and made it work. And you're still going to get to see an amazing show. But yeah, glad to hear that he's okay.
That's awesome.
That is awesome to hear.
That's scary, but awesome.
Yeah, exactly. Glad, and everyone's very supportive on the set. So everyone was rallying for him to be okay, and he is. And hopefully, we are going to find out soon if Dads is getting picked up for a season 2. I think that's supposed to happen within the next couple of weeks. So we will keep you guys posted
That's
on
exciting.
that.
My prediction is that it will get picked up.
Samesies.
Me too, but we haven't gotten into predictions yet, so we will get into predictions now.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
I love the lights.
I know. I mean, I knew. I really noticed the pink reflecting off
Yeah.
the surfaces in here, and I knew Kevin was gonna. He's like a deer in headlights. He's like, that
It's ADD. Absolutely. I can't focus.
Do you know
all right?
that they say that
Squirrel!
in order to trap, like, I think it's raccoons or possums or something, that they put shiny things in traps and they get like distracted. You're like a possum.
Oh.
That gets you're like, I am too. I'm like walking in a mall and I see diamonds. I'm like, oh, diamonds, and then I veer away. I would totally get trapped in it.
I love shiny things.
Yeah. So
more shine
Kevin,
in
did you
that.
see him? Like, these lights.
I was totally distracted. And
I
possum,
get distracted.
I've been called a lot of things, but possum, that's a first.
Wait, don't they go to sleep or something?
They play dead, Judge.
Yeah.
They play, they stick their tongues out. And,
So then they get in the trap and they play dead, and they're like, oh, it's dead, let it go, and then it runs out. See, it's like, who cares if it gets trapped? But anyway.
What's the point of all
check
that?
the heartbeat.
I don't know. Yeah, on a rabid possum in a trap. I don't think so. Prediction wise, we all just kind of said that we think that you two said you think is going to get picked up for season 2. I agree, and I'm hoping that it will. But what do you have predictions story wise, guys?
Yeah, we've 2 episodes left?
Yeah, we've got 2.
Or 3?
2.
2?
Yeah.
2 more.
18.
Oh, wow. I predict that there will be another run-in with Veronica and Eli.
Okay. Kevin?
I predict that one of the fathers is going to date a woman.
Okay, you're thinking, okay. I am going to predict that one of the fathers is going to be like, you know what? I think that I should just go. And there's going to be, and then you're going to see that although they complain about one or both, they complain about their dads being gone, they're going to want them back. Kind of like the episode where they left because of the dad
the first
abuse.
one, right?
But I feel like it's going to be like have a more somber note. Like they're going to really like leave, or they're going to, and then they're going to bring them back.
I may predict that,
Oh, sorry.
that Camilla and Warner may try and have another baby or something.
Yeah, and then it might go awry or something funny might happen. That would be funny. Like,
that
let's
would
have
be really
another
funny.
baby. Yeah, that could be good too.
Like, I feel like he'd be afraid or something, or like he's the baby, or so. It would be a spin, obviously.
Yeah.
But I think it would be just funny to watch.
Of course, to watch her like demand to have a baby with him and him get scared and have bad dreams that he's a baby or something.
Yeah.
I just see something funny happening. Okay. All right. Well, you guys, we are excited that we are here talking about dads. It was a funny episode, and we are hoping that we get to do more of this because the season is coming to an end. So make sure you tune in and listen and watch our last 2 episodes. We will let you know as soon as we hear that Dads is going to be picked up for season 2, crossing our fingers. And please keep the conversation going and rate and comment and let us know what you think on iTunes. Tell a friend, and keeps the lights on here for us so we can talk about the show for you guys. So thank you again for watching this week, and we will see you guys next week. I am your host, Lauren Leonelli. You can find me at Lauren Leonelli on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Vine, and my website.
I'm her host, Kevin John. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at HeyKevinJohn or on my website.
And I'm Jenifer Golden. You can find me on Instagram, Twitter, and Pinterest, because that's my new favorite, at Jen the Jew, and my website is jennifergolden.com.
Capiche?
All right, we'll see you next week. Capiche?
Capiche?
Executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff. We would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later. Capiche?
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.
Thank you for watching AfterBuzz TV on YouTube. For more of your favorite after shows and interviews, subscribe to our channel here, and be sure to share your opinion on the episode in the comment section below here. We'd love to see what you guys are buzzing about. Thanks again. Buzz you later.